Ambika Kameshwar does not need any introduction to this audience because she's the conductor of this seminar. We are very happy, a multifaceted personality who is well versed in music, dance and educationalist, and runs a school, a center for special children, Dressa. I request her to please come and share her thoughts on music in Natya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. With blessings from Bhagavan, his direct force on all those present here, I'm very happy to start my sharing. Avar prapta prakaram adarku aanavan ஆங்காங் இருந்து ஆட்டு விப்பான் என்றும் நடவாதது எம்முயற்சிக்கினும் நடவாது நடப்பது என் தடை செய்யினும் நில்லாது இதுவே திண்ணம் ஆதலின் மௌனமாயிருக்கை நன்று அப்படின்னு பகவான் சொல்லியிருக்கார். This was Bhagavan's first Upadesha after young Venkatraman became the young sage, and Mother Azhagammal comes to call him back to Madurai. Come back home, she says, I will create all the possible comforts for you to continue your tapas in that zone. He's in Maunam at that time, but due to the request of his devotees, he writes out this Upadesha and gives it, in which he is written this avar prapta prakaram, as per the destiny, or we can call it destiny, we can call it prakriti, we can call it the master plan of every human being, of every being on earth, living, non-living. In fact, one of my colleagues, she calls her two-wheeler her family member. She says, I talk to it and it works. And in that manner, adarku aanavan, for that he is there, not us. It is he who works and he alone who works through every chosen instrument in the manner that he feels fit. He creates the sound from the silence. He creates the movement from the stillness. It is he who does everything. Achalane ayinum achavaidannil achalayam ammai ediraadum achala uruvil achakti odungida oongum arunachalam endari. So he is the stillness. As Arunachala, he is the movement as Nataraja. Rajkumar is here with me, with us this afternoon. He's going to speak next. And he presented a lecture demonstration last month. He mentioned it to me on the phone. Let us hear the dance, and let us hear the dance and see the music. It was a very interesting kind of titling for this presentation. Let us hear the dance and see the music. And this is in that format. Natya Rasalahari 2020 is in that format for us all to understand it as hearing the dance and seeing the music. But one step beyond that, I think it is for all of us to move into the zone when we can see the movement in the stillness and hear the silence of the sound. In that zone, this instrument has been allowed to create many musical compositions. Each one is allowed to do many things. In this, there has been a lot of music that has to come out of this being. And therefore, with him as the Adhara and the manifestation as well, there is a line which I would like to share with you from my most recent composition. It is a Swarajati in Pantuvarali, and we will sing because this concept came in that. As you hear it, you will know. re sa dani sari gama pada sani dapa magari gama pada vanor pugalum dayalan பரந்தாமன் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணன் உனை பணிந்திடுவோம் வானோர் புகழும் தயாளன் பரந்தாமன் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணன் உனை பணிந்திடுவோம் சானிதாப மகரீசா சரி கரி சனி தப மதரி சரி சனி தப மத பமக மத பமகரி சனி சரி சானி தனி தப மகரி கம பத சரி கரி சனி தப மதரி சரி சனி தப மத பமக மத பமகரி சனி சரி சானி தனி தப மகரி கம பத தத்தித்தும் தகதிமி ஜனு என காளிங்கன் சிரன் மேல் நடமிடும் ஆனந்த தாண்டவம் பார்த்து வையகம் இன்பம் மடையுமே தத்தித்தும் தகதிமி ஜனுயன் காளிங்கன் சிரன் மேல் நடமிடும் ஆனந்த தாண்டவம் பார்த்து வையகம் இன்பம் அடையுமே வானோர் புகழும் தயாளன் சானிரி சனி தப மகப மதப மதப மகரி சனி சாரி மக மததனி சா சரி சனி த சனி தனி சரி சாமக மக மகரி ரி சனி சானி ரி சனி தப நி தப மகரி சா சதனி சா மாக மதனி தரி சமகரி சனி தப மபத சனி தப மகரி ஓம் நமவென அவனை பணிந்திடுவோம் தினமும் அவனை நினைந்து தியானம் செய்வோம் அமைதி பெறுவோம் நேரில் வந்த இறைவன் சொன்ன அகம் ஆத்மா என்ற சொல்லின் பொருளை உணர்ந்து அவனுள் கரைந்து மோன நிலையின் நாதம் எழுந்து தீப் என நடம் புரிந்து மகிழ்வோம் வானோர் புகழும். These were the lines which I wanted to share. Again, I'll sing those lines alone. அகம் ஆத்மா என்ற சொல்லின் பொருளை உணர்ந்து அவனுள் கரைந்து மோன நிலையின் நாதம் எழுந்து தீப் என நடம் புரிந்து மகிழ்வோம் வானோர் புகழும் தயாளன். அந்த வகையில் அந்த மோன நிலையின் நாதம் எழுந்து தீம் என நடம் புரிந்து மகிழ்வோம் அந்த நிலையில் தான் நம்ம எல்லாரும் இங்கே கூடியிருக்கோம். அந்த அனுபவத்தில் தான் நம்ம எல்லாருமே அந்த அனுபவத்தில் லயிச்சு தன்னையே மறந்து அவனுள் கரைந்து எல்லாமே நடக்கக்கூடும் அந்த நாட்டிய ஒரு அனுகிரகத்தினால. இன் தட் சென்ஸ் டுடே இன் திஸ் ஃபோரம் I felt it is too much to cover Margam's and productions and the work that I do with special needs, and I have to cover everything within 1 hour. So I thought I'll prioritize. Yes, there are, like this Swarajati, there are compositions, Pushpanjalis, Swarajatis, Varnams, Kirtanas, Tilanas. In some other forum, some other time, we can probably discuss that. But here, I wanted to focus mainly on the work that I do with special needs. If we look at the work, first, initially, the children would be at a level where I would need to guide them step by step. And very often they wouldn't understand or comprehend many zones of music. and therefore it was very challenging to probably set something already and give it to them. And what I would do instead was that I would work on singing live. And when anything that they would do, I would sort of, format, move along with their movement. If they would change something, I would change. And I would move with that. And by God's grace, the spontaneity, because of my connection with the children and connection with music, allowed me to move, if they were doing something different, to go with that. Whether it was a dramatic sequence or a musical sequence or the number of times that they would do things, it really didn't matter, because it was just that we were all experimenting together. But over time, when I always used to feel that at some point, probably the audiences that were coming would come and say, very nice for a special child, he did very well, wonderful. Or these special children, if they can do so well, it's really nice. I didn't want that happening at all. I said, no, nobody's going to come and see this show and say they're special children. They're going to come and see them as regular artists. Their level of performance is going to be as good, if not better, than what we call person with normal needs or otherwise. And so I said, okay, we got to get them up to that level. And when the audience comes and sees the presentation, they should go back with, wow, how nicely, in the sense that it is nothing about who is the performer should be there. And that, I believe, across ability, so within quotes, and again, not there at all, ability within quotes again. So this, I believe that as far as the Sahrdayatva goes, when there is an audience sitting and there is a performer on stage, there has to be such a fine communication that there are no two. There is only that performance, there is only the music, there is only the dance. There isn't the performer, there isn't the listener. There isn't anything apart from that zone of the nada, or the zone of that movement. That's all that should be there. And so we started working on pre-recorded music. Now, pre-recorded music for the children to take cues and come would be even that much more challenging. It was like they would need that many more rehearsals, and if there is a faux pas, there's a real big faux pas. It looks so bad. Because it's very easy when when you're doing live, the audience won't recognize that they have done it once extra or twice differently or anything like that. But here it will be very obvious because it is a pre-recorded zone. So so when we started working on that, now I think, which is the year we started working on pre-recorded music? So that's about 15 years, and so there have been lots of really good presentations that could come out by the Master's grace. So what I thought I would do is share with you, because it's a musical content as well that we need to share in this forum. It's not only about their performance, it is about how and why that particular music comes for that particular performance. And therefore, I'm sharing again that whether it is a person with a special need or those without special needs, the music itself can inspire them to do the right movement, to react in the right manner, and to sort of express in a manner that mood, that requirement at that point in time becomes complete as far as communication goes. So I thought I will take the Navarasas over the many productions that we've done. So we chose a few sequences. So we'll take here the Shringara, where I'll explain the sequence just a bit so that it becomes easy. This is Savitri seeing Satyavan for the first time. She's been told to go on her rounds to select the right person, and she's going with her charioteer, and her charioteer, she sees this Satyavan, a simple, very simply clad young man, hacking the tree, literally, taking out, doing some wood cutting at that point of time. And she immediately falls in love with him. And there is a sweet, small song, Yarivan, Yarivan Yen Manadai Kollai Kondavan, in Mandragam, done by Babli Ramachandran. Okay, and then I have a sequence also. Amrapali, when Bimbisara comes in a disguised as a normal townsman, he comes and he wins her heart. And so there is a small sequence of that as well.
நான் கண்டேன் ஆடி போல் ஆழத்தையும் அவன் கண்களில் கண்டேன் சாந்தமும் தெய்வீகமும் முகத்தில் நான் கண்டேன் பார்த்தவுடன் அவன் மனதில் என் மனம் கலந்ததை கண்டேன்
பிம்பிசாரன் ஆம்ரபலியின் அழகை பற்றி அறிந்து அவளுடன் வாழ வேண்டும் என்று நினைத்து சாதாரண ஊர்மகன் போல் அவளை வந்து சந்தித்தான். யார் நீங்கள்?
வழிப்போக்கன். எனக்கு இங்கு தங்கும் இடம் கிடைக்குமா?
வைஷாலி நகரம் எல்லோருக்கும் சரணளிக்கும். அதற்கு புகழ் பெற்றது. தாராளமாக இங்கு தங்கலாம். என் மனையிலேயே தங்கலாம்.
பிம்பிசாரனை தன் இல்லத்திற்கு அழைத்துச் சென்றாள் ஆம்ரபலி. அவருக்கு எல்லா மரியாதைகளையும் அளித்தாள். தன்னறியாமல் தன் இதயத்திலும் அவருக்கு தங்க இடம் கொடுத்து விட்டாள்.
ஆம்ரபலி, உன்னை பார்க்க விரும்பினேன், வந்தேன். இப்பொழுது திரும்பி செல்லும் தருணம் வந்துள்ளது. என்னுடன் மகத ராஜ்யத்திற்கு வருவாயா?
அது சாத்தியமில்லை. எனக்கு அடைக்கலம் தந்து என்னை பராமரித்த வைஷாலியை விட்டு நான் உங்களுடன் வர இயலாது. ஆயினும் எனக்காக நீங்கள் செய்ய வேண்டிய கடமை ஒன்று இருக்கிறது.
அது என்னது? சொல்.
இப்போரை நீங்கள் நிறுத்திவிடுங்கள்.
ஆகட்டும், நீ வாழ்க, உன் கலை வாழ்க. நீ வாழ்க, உன் கலை வாழ்க. நீ வாழ்க, உன் கலை வாழ்க. நீ வாழ்க, உன் கலை